Hello, everyone. It is Barb Teckle, and I am back again with another Animal Wisdom Oracle Guidance reading for you for the week of January 24th. It is the last week. We are going into the last week of January. Woohoo! Intense month, hasn't it been? I hope you are well. I hope you are treating yourself well, giving yourself hugs if you need one. It's been intense. And I rode the intensity right next to you. I am no different. I have my own things that I need to work on as well. So definitely been doing that. So I am going to pull from today. I'm going to pull from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. That's the one that called out to me today when I was looking at all my different decks. And we are going to answer the question of what. Well, I want you to think of it as for yourself. What does your soul need right now? I think some of us have, I think most of us have been, thrown around and battered in some shape or form, and we're all just trying to get ourselves back together. And so I thought that might be a good question. What does our soul really want right now? Because whether you believe it or not, and I do, and sometimes it's hard, is, our soul has chosen to experience so many different experiences, so many different feelings, so many different things while we're here on this earthly plane. And again, I say, I know that isn't always easy. I mean, I definitely have had many times in my life, and I'm sure I'll have many more, where I've had to work through that. So I thought that would be a good question for this week. What does your soul really want you to know right now? So we'll pull 3 cards, and you can start to think, well, don't think too long. Pick card 1, 2, or 3. And as I'm shuffling the cards, I just want to remind you, a friendly reminder, a little gentle nudge. If you love animals, you're curious about oracle cards, you're curious about how can you connect with yourself on a daily basis? How can you connect with the animals in your life, the animals out in nature? I'm really excited to be part of the Animal Oracle Card Summit that starts on Monday, the 25th. It's Monday and Tuesday, the 25th and 26th. And it is packed full of different experts that many of which have their own oracle decks, so you can learn about their oracle decks, how they got started with connecting with the animals and using oracle decks to do that. And yeah, I'm really excited to be a part of that event because, again, I love animals, I love oracles. I could talk about both those subjects day in and day out, and at this point in my life, never get tired of it. So just wanted you to remind you of that. I'll put the link below so you can grab your free pass and come and listen to all the different speakers. It's going to be a great event. I'm really looking forward to hearing all the speakers as well, because I know I'm going to learn a few things too. That's one of my things in life. I know that about myself now. I am here to learn. I can't get enough of learning, and which is really weird because when I'm getting a little warm, when I was in school, I really just didn't get into it, but maybe I just wasn't around the things that I really wanted to learn about, right? But some of those things I guess I needed. All right. So the Spirit Animal Oracle, what does your soul really want you to know right now for the week of January 24th? This will be something you can ponder all next week. Well, I'm saying next week because I'm recording this on Friday, but this is something you can ponder all week for the week of January 24th. All right, so if you pick card number 1, again, stay through the whole reading because the other cards, there'll probably be a little nugget or two that you can pick up in there for yourself as well. So take all the insight you can get that you can let simmer and percolate and add to your life that can help guide you. How cool is that? All right, so card number 1. Cat Spirit. This is kind of funny. I just posted on my Facebook page today an artist that I just have to say this. an artist who did all these different imaginings, putting cats in these different experiences. If cats ruled the world, so they look like these huge cats, in these little, like in the middle of a city with all the little cars. It looks like all little cars and little people. So you might want to check that out. It's kind of funny. So, cat spirit, claim your independence. I know many of us, if we understand cats, we know how independent they can be. And, I remember having cats in my life too, and sometimes that would just annoy me that they just had their own way of being, and I didn't want them to be that way. So, looking at the question of what does your soul really want you to know this week, claim your independence. This is a great card for this. Now let's just think about, I'm going to take a big deep breath here. Let's just think about the energies that we have been in, a lot of last year. And last year was really helping prepare us, I feel, in regards to this. And then everything we've been through this month leading up to the inauguration. And this, I really feel, and this is something I'm really working on for myself too, is this is about claiming your own independence, claiming your own beliefs, your own truths, and walking in that and embodying that and being that. And what else? Let's see here. I love what just jumped out at me, the heart on the cat. So I think sometimes what can happen, okay, so we're going to claim our independence. And sometimes what can happen is if we are coming from that at a point of where we still got some resilience in us, not resilience, resistance, or we've got some anger in there, sometimes it'll come across sort of harsh. So I think it's really important to, take a step back as we're claiming our independence. If you pick number one, and make sure that you're moving from a place within your heart, because sometimes, and I've definitely done this in my own life, everything I talk about, I'm not just saying it's good or bad, and I'm not saying you didn't, I didn't. This is things we all have to work through. So sometimes when we want to claim our independence, if we still have fear in there, or we still have some anger, it's coming from our own projection or our own fears. And sometimes, we just want to throw it out there. So I think it's really important to, it's really important to, stand in our independence, but to come from it at a place from within our heart, to speak from our heart from a compassionate place. And I think that's a great way to, to view others as well, that sometimes we don't understand, if they are speaking out and it feels harsh, and you feel anger behind that, what's their fear? What's their fear that causes them to speak in that way? So I hope that's helpful. If you pick number one, it's all about claiming your independence. And sometimes that can be hard. So I'm also hearing in my head from Kat is talking to me right now, is as you do that work of claiming your independence, which is work, let's admit it, it's work. Sometimes you're just going to need to curl up and take a nap, take a rest, and gather yourself together again, and then go back out into the world, go back into your being, and you'll be a much better person. So yeah, that's the message for number one. And the card is number 13. That's interesting. I don't know if that has any significance for you. I know sometimes that's associated as a bad number, but maybe we need to look at that as a good number too. And really, you know what? Is there good or bad? It just is. It just is. All right. So if you pick card number 2, what is it that your soul really needs right now, or really needs to know right now? Let's see. I really like that one for number 1, the cat spirit. All right, so if you picked, all right, that's the one that wants to come out. It is Rhino Spirit, overcome any obstacle. Isn't that interesting? It kind of goes with cat spirit, claim your independence. So as you're trying to claim your independence, there's going to be obstacles that that you come across. And I love I felt this immediately at seeing this card as I was asking that question again. I love the fact when you look at Rhino and his horns look rather pointy, but then at the same time you see the soft florals around him. So overcoming any obstacle, we can approach it in two ways. Your soul can either look at it as, or you as your personality can look at it as really thorny and difficult and it's going to hurt and it's painful, or you can approach it in a soft way and look at it for your soul, like, what am I going to learn from this experience? And then to remember, yeah, my soul did come here to experience this for a reason, which is more likely than not to help shift your perspective and help evolve your soul. And so you move about in your own being in a more, I don't always like the word enlightened, but in a more maybe free and opening way that feels more peaceful. That's what I want to say. So if you picked number 2, it is Rhino Spirit and overcoming any obstacle, which, like I said, goes along with Cat Spirit and why I always say it's important to stay tuned for all the messages. So the third one, if you pick number 3, this is your message in regards to what does your soul really want you to know the week of January 24th. I feel like the bottom card. That's what I just felt called to. All right, the bottom card. I love it. Lion Spirit. Be generous of spirit. This is really a beautiful 3 cards together. So I'm going to first say, again, with Cat Spirit, claim your independence. And then we have overcome any obstacles. So as we stand in our own being and in our own truth and in our own authenticity of who we are, and we claim that, and as we claim that, we build this strength and this belief that we can overcome any obstacle. And then as we do that, we can be more generous of spirit and compassion. And so what does your soul really want you to know this week if you pick number 3? I always think of courage with Lion, and that to be courageous, that you can be the spirit of who you are out in the world, that it's okay to claim who you are and to be who you are. Let's see, what else here? I do love that the number on here is 37. Okay, I've got a few other things. So 37 in numerology, numerology would add the numbers together, 7 and 3, which is 10, and then you add the 1 and 0, which is 1, which is a new beginning. 1 is all about new beginnings. So perhaps for you, what does your soul really want you to know right now? Maybe everything you've been through this last year, everything that has that you've experienced, whether probably things that have been difficult, to know that this is a new beginning. Every time that we go through something that feels difficult and we come out on the other side, doesn't it feel like a new beginning? And then also to remind yourself how courageous you were to go through everything that you went through. You were courageous, whether you believe that or not. You were. So just remember that, okay? Love this reading. Oh, I know what else I was going to say. The green is associated with the heart chakra. And that makes so much sense with the message on here, be generous in spirit. And when we're generous in spirit, oh, how our heart feels so good. And then it opens even more. And then we just walk so proudly, don't we? I'm getting that from Lion as well. So those are the cards for the week. Again, Cat Spirit, claim your independence. Woohoo! I love this reading for the week. I hope you guys love it too. Rhino Spirit, overcome any obstacle. You can do it. You can do it. And your soul is telling you you can absolutely do it. And then be generous of spirit. Take what you have learned and the obstacles that you have overcome. Be that example out in the world. Be there for somebody who just needs an ear to listen, or just, needs to know that it can be done. that is the message for the week. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope to see you at the Animal Oracle Summit with host Dr. Kara Gubbins. It's going to be so much fun. She has a private Facebook group. So we'll be talking in there with all the different speakers, and I would love to see you there. All right. Have a great week, everyone. Take good care. Bye.